Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about a New York Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor who was able to stop a man who was involved in multiple unprovoked attacks. Let's check out the story. Ro Manabalan, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, was headed to work when he saw a homeless man, later identified as 28-year-old Samuel Frazier, sucker punch a construction worker in Soho on July 27th, according to the report. Witnesses informed Malabanan that Frazier had also attacked other men before the construction worker, prompting the BJJ black belt to chase after him. I just got out of the subway, and I was on Broadway in Prince. I was heading to work, and there were two guys who were walking towards me. A third guy showed up out of nowhere, just sucker punched one of the guys and punched him on the side of his face. Malabanan later detailed the incident on his Instagram account. He said, "My jiu-jitsu instincts just kicked in. I jumped on his back. He tried to swing me off then. But for those of you in the know, a seatbelt position dragged him down to the floor, and I immediately took his back and pinned him to the ground." Frazier reportedly assaulted 6 men along Broadway. While he was pinned on the ground, some of his victims started attacking him, according to Malabanan. However, the BJJ expert asked them to stop and call the police instead. He reportedly subdued the attacker until police arrived. The New York Police Department eventually arrested the attacker, who has been charged with 2 counts of assault. Malabanan, who was born in the Philippines, migrated to the U.S. with his family when he was 9 years old. He currently studies jiu-jitsu and teaches boxing in New York. Malabanan said he turned to martial arts after previously experiencing harassment due to his race. He added that he is grateful he was able to use his training to stop an individual from harming other people. A lot of crazies out there right now in the streets, so please be careful, Malabanan said. They will sucker punch you, they will take out their frustrations. It's hot in New York right now, so hot temperatures equal hot heads. And some people out there are just looking for a reason to just cause trouble. Social media users applauded his bravery, with several commenters calling him a hero for helping the victim. One wrote, "You're a superhero," while the other said, "You did good and look good doing it." One tweet read, "Love it. Glad he was caught. Ro Malabanan is fantastic and brave." Another wrote, "Big respect to New York vigilante Ro Malabanan. Since the city doesn't do enough to keep these problematic people off the streets ever, I'm grateful for awesome Samaritans like him. Blessings and appreciation to him." Now, this is the part where we usually dissect a little bit, but I actually have a lot of video footage about the story, so let's check that out first.
What?
They were walking into me.
That's bullshit, bro. You still don't punch people in the
They were
fucking face for
walking
no reason.
directly into my,
Okay, bro.
into my wall.
I was behind you. No, bro. You ain't going nowhere.
Put your hand behind your back now. Put your hand behind your back.
You okay?
Yeah, thank you. They need to go in there. There's a couple other people.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys got this guy here. I gotta go. See you later.
Listen, he hit other 60 people more. If you go around this whole block, you can. Yeah, he hit this guy, he hit him. It was like 6 other individuals.
I'm walking and then he just punched one guy. I'm like, am I getting hurt? He punched another guy. So I'm backing up. Then he punched the older man up there.
So here's what happens.
I'm cold and I started to
Play
follow
dumb
him. I
games.
wanted to see
You
what
win
he
stupid prizes. Storytime. I just got out of the subway and I was on Broadway in Prince heading to work. And 2 guys were walking towards me. A third guy showed up out of nowhere and just sucker punches one of the guy and punches him in the side of the face. And the guy that punched him in the face was walking towards me. And I kept my eye on him to make sure, obviously, he doesn't try anything on me. So he passed me. I checked up on the guy that he just punched. And I was like, "Yo, you okay?" He's like, "No, I'm not okay." I was like, "All right, call the cops." And then out of nowhere, 2 guys just rolled up and was like, "Yo, you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, that guy's been punching people down Broadway. He punched a couple of people." I was like, "Oh, word?" He's like, "Yo, we got to take him out." I'm like, "All right, I'm down." So we start following him, and then he was like a block away. So I ran after him. I literally just, like, my jiu-jitsu instincts just kicked in. I jumped on his back. He tried to swing me off of him, but for those of you that don't know, seatbelt position, dragged him down to the floor, and I immediately took his back and pinned him to the ground. So all this happened in less than a minute. So checking his hands, making sure he doesn't have a knife, razors, whatever. So he literally screwed himself by keeping both hands in front of him, because that forced me to pin him to the ground. And then people, I guess, were pissed off at him because out of nowhere, a couple of people, yeah, this guy punched me in the face, this guy hit me, this guy hit an old guy. I'm like, oh, really? And then, I was like, yo, all right. People were like, started punching and kicking him. I was like, yo, stop. And I was like, yo, you call the cops. And we were going to wait for him. So I pinned him. All this happened in less than maybe, by the time the cops get there, maybe 10 minutes. So just another day. So a lot of crazies out there right now in the streets. So just please be careful. They will sucker punch you. They will take out their frustration. It's hot in New York right now. So hot temperatures equals hot heads. And some people out there are just looking for a reason to just cause trouble. But for those of you that are in the martial arts, stay frosty. Do your part. Make sure that you don't punch him or kick him or turn it into a more violent. But if you can subdue him somehow and wait for the cops to get there, it's probably the best situation. Everyone else, just please stay aware. Stay safe, everyone.
All those clips were from the day of the incident, but the day after, Roe actually went on his Instagram page to release another statement that I thought was very impactful and heartfelt, and I wanted to read that to you right now. He said, I've been a New Yorker most of my life. My parents moved here from the Philippines when I was 9, and I've seen this city change so much over the years. Some for good and some not, but I don't recall it being this wild. For those of you that are new to my page, I get harassed at least once a month based on my race and how I look. So what happened yesterday is nothing out of the ordinary, except I was able to use my training to stop a mentally sick person in harming another human being until the authorities were able to get there and do their job. I feel that most people in the situation I was in would have done the same, because as much as most of the world thinks that New Yorkers are rude, there is an unspoken rule that when someone's in trouble, we will go out of our way to help someone. What I experienced yesterday was just that. New Yorkers coming together to get a dangerous person off the streets. As a martial artist, it is my responsibility to stand up for those who cannot. As New Yorkers, we must help each other out so we can go about our business without having to fear for our lives. As human beings, I believe we have to show empathy and compassion to others because we are all going through things. And at the end of the day, we are just trying to do the best we can. For those of you who have reached out to me, I genuinely appreciate the kind words. But as I said, you would have done the same thing if you were in my position. And for those who have asked where you can learn to defend yourself, here are a couple academies off the top of my head. Well said, sir. Now let's dissect. A BJJ black belt happened to be at the right place at the wrong time because someone was assaulted, and he was able to use his martial arts training to actually help stop other victims from being assaulted. That man apparently had been doing that quite a bit, just randomly attacking people, and it seemed like up to this point he was just kind of getting away with it. Well, Mr. Frazier completely fucked up on that last one because he got yoked up, put on the floor, and arrested. Now, I did find it a little odd that the guy only received 2 counts of assault. It seemed like he had assaulted way more people during the day, so maybe they just didn't press charges, or maybe there wasn't any evidence or proof. I really don't know why. I'd be curious your thoughts as well in the comment sections about that. Because we cover so much bad on this page, and we always cover and use the Dillman scale, I decided not too long ago that I was going to create a new scale for people who did a good job. And I call that the approving Miyagi. You don't need a 1 to 5 when you do something good. You just need 1 approving Miyagi. So I gotta say, Ro, this Miyagi is for you. As always, I'm really looking forward to your comments in the comment sections below. I want to say thank you for all the continued support as we continue to grow the page. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comment sections. Thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and all that other crap people online tell you to do. Keep the martial arts legit.
My baby got robbed the other day by degenerates. So she wanted to learn some new form of this self-defense. So she did her research and perused it online and found this dude said he could move shit with his mind. He called himself Seafood Paul Zimmerman. He got a dojo with a strip mall near Cinnabon. Now she spends all day trying to break boards with her thoughts, but the only thing she's breaking